What's going on, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management. Back here to bring you guys one of the videos that you guys have not seen for a while. It's been a couple months since I did a video kind of like this. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why you need to start investing and how you should be investing. I'm going to talk about a few different ways, a few different sectors you guys can invest in. I'm going to explain the importance of investing. We're going to touch on inflation. We're also going to explain why saving is not the only way forward. Now, before we do that, let's just do the usual stuff. For this kind of video, we need to drop the thumbs up. I know these videos are not stock videos, which a lot of you guys have started to come to see in the recent past, but please do drop the thumbs up either way. Also, make sure you guys comment on the video. Let me know your thoughts about what kind of investments you'd like to make. Let me know if you'd like to see specific kind of investment videos in the future. Add to that, make sure you guys share these videos with your friends because they could be looking to start investing. They might not know how to invest, what to invest in, what kind of sectors they should be looking at. And lastly, but not least, make sure you guys hit the red button below and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I've told you guys multiple times, it helps with YouTube algorithm, it helps me with my videos, understanding what kind of people are subscribing, understanding all that kind of stuff. So please, again, please do subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Now let's talk about investing and why you need to start investing. So 2022 is coming up, and looking back over the past year, I just like to touch on a few things. So to begin with, if you keep your money in your bank account, you probably get 0.01% back or something like that. You might not even get anything back. You know, I know my bank accounts, I pretty much get 0.0% with all of them. Now, look at this. You guys know about inflation. Inflation, when your money starts to lose value, lose what it's worth. Inflation is up 5.4% this year. So just put that in perspective. If you have money in your bank account, it is now worth 5.4% less, technically. Now, look at the overall context of things. When it comes to investing, US stocks, when we look at the stock market, US stocks, the US stock market this year so far, up to date, is up 21%. If we look at the crypto market, Bitcoin itself is up 119% year to date. Or how about we look at the housing market, which is up 15% on the year. Think about all these kind of things. I've not even touched on all the other digital assets there are. I've not even talked about the cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin, which is up thousands of percent this year. I've not talked about stocks which like AMC, GameStop, stocks which are being squeezed, the meme stocks which are up thousands of percent this year. I've not touched on stuff like SafeMoon or any of those things. I've just given you a few very simple things, a few common things. I've given you real estate, I've given you Bitcoin, I've given you US stocks overall. And all these things are things you guys can invest in. All of these things are assets. You put your money into Bitcoin last year, it would have doubled by now. You put your money into Dogecoin or AMC or GameStop, even though those three are not specifically the best example, but you put your money into those three and you would have come back with 10 times your money by now. You put your money in your bank and left it there and it's at 0% and it's not gone up. Meanwhile, inflation has risen and inflation is not one of our friends. Compound interest is our friend. Money compounding, money growing, money becoming more without us doing anything. That is our friend. So again, you need to start investing. You guys know I talk a lot about putting your money to work for you. I know I talk a lot about assets, digital assets, having your money become more, compound interest, growth. I talk about that. The reason being, your money might sit in a bank. Your money might just be there, not doing a lot. And the savings rate on your deposits just stays the same. It stays flat and it stops your money from growing. Now, in this life, we want our money to grow because there's only so much time we can put to work for money and then obviously reap those rewards. So just so I can explain that to you a little bit more clearly, you might work 8 hours a day for $100. You might work 8 hours a day for $200, whatever it may be. You work 8 hours, you get that $100. You work 8 hours, you get the $200. You work 10 hours, you might get a little bit more. You work less hours, you might get less. You put your money in a bank where the savings rate is 0. You put $100 there, it will stay the same the whole time. But what happens when you now put it into certain investments? There comes a day when you work 24 hours. You might earn $2,400 or $4,800 in those hours. But you can't work more than that. The maximum amount of hours you can work in that day is 24. Now you put your money into some assets, you put your money into real estate. And let's say you buy a house as an investment, you rent it out to people. And 5 years later you come back, the value of that house has gone up by 50K or 60K. Your money has worked for you in a way. You put your money into Bitcoin at the beginning of the year. You buy Bitcoin at 15K, 20K. You buy Bitcoin at 30K. You come back in November and it is 60K, 65K. Obviously your money has worked for you. Your money has become more. Same with all the other things I mentioned. Same with the US stock market. If you bought index funds, if you bought ETFs, if you bought this S&P 500 in ETF, you bought SPY index, your money's gone and increased. If you bought IWM stock, your money's increased. This happens, and this goes for so many stocks. If you bought Tesla stock, you guys know your money would have doubled from January till now. And my point here again is you should be investing. So now, how do we start investing? What can we do? The first thing I would say is start now. A lot of people want to invest, but they want to wait for the best opportunity or the next opportunity. Think about back to last year, right at the beginning of COVID, end of February, beginning of March, when the stocks were crashing, the stock market crashed. People were probably like, oh, it's going to go lower. Before you knew it, it started rallying again. Until now, it's just completely rallied. From then to now, of course, it's had its ups and downs, but it's pretty much majority of the time rallied. That's what happens when you get into the game quickly. By waiting for that crash to continue, for the stocks to sell off even more, you're missing out on gains. Until now, when you got to the point where you've missed out on 80, 90% gains, purely because you're waiting for the next opportunity. The moment you get the opportunity to invest, you should take it. And in the long run, you can't really lose. The majority of the assets you invest in are most likely going to appreciate. Of course, it depends on a load of different factors, so don't get me wrong here. But I'm talking about your Bitcoins, your Ethereums. I'm talking about the real estate you buy in a decent place, surrounded by schools, at strategic locations. I'm talking about buying ETFs, index funds. I'm talking about that kind of thing. I'm talking about buying blue chip stocks. I'm talking about buying well-known companies who are always, of course, improving and always bringing in more revenue and always reporting great numbers. I'm talking about all these kind of things. When you put money in these kind of things, your money is more likely than not going to appreciate. When you leave your money in your bank account or in a savings account where you've got a flat rate, well, guess what? You're losing out to inflation. The circulation of money is increasing, which means inflation is increasing, and that's not a good thing. So when you hear about stocks are risky, or real estate is risky, or real estate is tough, or having tenants is difficult, or Bitcoin is unstable, or decentralized cryptocurrencies could be risky again, think back to what exactly is happening with your bank account, what exactly is happening with inflation. Think back to that, and then you're going to decide, you know what, I probably should be investing. Now, one thing I would like you guys to remember in all this is you're investing for the long run. Please remember that. When you're investing in Bitcoin, when you're investing in Ethereum, when you're investing in Polygon or Solana or Harmony, whenever you're investing in any of these stocks or cryptocurrencies or real estate or whatever you may be investing in, remember you are doing it for the long run. I don't want you guys to open a stock portfolio and say, I'm going to buy these stocks and hopefully these penny stocks double within the next week. I'm going to go and trade options on A, B, and C stock and then hopefully get my money back within a month. That might not always be the best way to do things. You might get lucky in a bull run, but I'm telling you, long term, you're going to suffer. The idea here is to have a long-term goal. Even with your NFTs, if you guys are into NFTs, I know there's a few people out there who are watching these videos probably into NFTs. We won't get into that today. But even with your NFTs, it shouldn't be for a quick flip. It shouldn't be solely your focus. Your focus should be for that long-term gain, the long-term appreciation, the money that you'll get 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Because that's exactly what it is. The people who bought Bitcoin back in 2010, 2011, they're thriving today. The people who bought real estate in 2008, 2009, they're thriving today. The people who tried to time buying Dogecoin, time buying SafeMoon, time buying whatever cryptocurrency or whatever stocks they may have done, they are the ones who suffer. They're the ones who ended up losing more than they put in, which is definitely not what we want to do. So I want to finish by saying this. We do all have options. We do all have access to a lot more investing platforms, a lot more, I guess, newer ways of investing, a lot more opportunities to invest than we have ever had before. There are a lot lower barriers to entry, but that can also come with a risk. So please invest money that you can afford to lose, invest money that you can afford to keep in a house, keep in your altcoins, keep in those stocks for a year, for 2 years, for 5 years. Make sure you have a plan. I don't want to see people investing in stocks with the money they need to pay rent in 3 months. I don't want to see people investing in cryptocurrencies or buying altcoins with the money that they need for a vacation in a couple weeks. You might get lucky one time, you might get lucky a couple times. But when that coin triples, quadruples over the next 6 months, you're going to be like, if I had just done this, maybe I would have been a bit closer to financial freedom. Maybe I would have been able to do A, B, or C instead. That is the kind of thing I mean. We need to have that long-term perspective, long-term vision. So, things to remember from today's video: inflation is going up. The price of assets is also going up. When you see the savings rate on your deposits in your bank account has stayed the same, you're not making money off that. Meanwhile, inflation is still rising. You're losing out. So you should be investing in assets, different kind of assets which are going to help your money make more money, which is going to help the money that you're putting in increase in value. It can go for NFTs, it can go for cryptocurrencies, it can go for the housing market, it can go for US stocks, it can go for ETFs, it can go for so many different things. But we do have the options, and I just thought I'd have to put this message out for you guys to let you guys know, to remind you guys that you should still be investing. Even when you see me make these videos mainly about options, maybe about trading, remember that there's more ways of making money. I might not be speaking about it right now, but I've spoken about it before. I'll also speak about it again in the future. But please go out there, start doing your research, start learning, and start investing. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please check out all those links in the description. We have the first link in the description, which is a stock options starter pack that teaches you guys about options trading. That options trading might help you actually make money to buy long-term stocks, which you can buy and hold for a long-term period and actually keep those for many years. That is the kind of thing I did in the past, and that's still the kind of thing I'm doing today. We also have a link to the Discord. You guys can go check that one out. Plenty of stocks there, plenty of different things we talk about when it comes to long-term investing as well. Add to that, make sure you guys check out the other links. You can get free cryptocurrency through KuCoin or Coinbase. You can get a free stock through Robinhood as well. And lastly but not least, check out my socials. I've got Instagram there, I've got Twitter there. Check them out. If you'd like to see more investing tips, then definitely check out my Instagram. I upload many different posts about investing, about wealth, that kind of thing. So don't think that you're missing out just because you see me on YouTube talking about stocks. Thank you so much for watching this video. That's it for me. I got into making, you got into making. See you guys next time for another video. Peace.
Game over.